way I kind of decided that I wanted to do it was when I first came to Rollins, I realized like how prevalent Greek life was on campus. It was definitely something, it broke all my stereotypes. I met a lot of student leaders who were also in Greek organizations. The camaraderie among the Greek organizations themselves really broke any kind of stereotype I had, and now being on the other side of it, I see that all those things are true, that it's actually, you know, full of philanthropy and leadership opportunities, not about the parties or about the things I previously thought. So I think just kind of seeing that on campus my first semester really reinforced it, and then going through recruitment also did. And now being on the other side, my life, I cannot imagine my life without it.
Values are like the core, and it's the foundation of what your organization is, and beyond the importance of those values is like living those values. So they're extremely important, and we try to implement them in our everyday lives as well as within our chapter.
We try to be the best possible men on campus and always portray a good, we try to hold ourselves to a higher standard. There you go.
I think values are the foundation of a fraternity or a sorority. I think it's a group of people that get together that are like-minded, and the things that they accomplish and the things that they do, you know, as far as scholarship and service and leadership, I think it's the basis of fraternity, sorority life.
Much when you are working in a fraternity with brothers, because you're working with real people, and this is an experience that will be helpful for the rest of your life.
In the past year, I was president of my sorority, Chi Omega, and I have also served as the sisterhood chair, and now I'm on the career and personal development committee.
Not only am I a leader in my sorority, but also on campus, and it also helps you network so much and meet different people and sort of find new opportunities that maybe you didn't know you had before.
The best part is definitely the friendships that I've made. Like I said, I met people who I would never have met otherwise, and I know that these friendships are true friendships, which is hard to find coming to college and not knowing anyone. It's just a really great support system, and as cliche as it sounds, it really is a home away from home.
Meaning that I have my sisters in my chapter, but some of the greatest sisters I have on this campus are in tons of different chapters, which is really cool. And those women are going to be my sisters for life just as much as my individual chapter members.
It's a very big family, almost, and coming from an international student, it's a support that you almost always will need.
Looking back at my first year at Rollins, I wasn't involved, I wasn't a leader, I really didn't care too much about academics. And it took two members of my organizations to really challenge me and push me. And from that, I know I'm going into my master's next year. I never would have been doing that if it wasn't for my organization. I never would have ran for any of my positions on campus if it wasn't for my organization. It took a leader in my chapter to look me in the eyes and be like, why don't you do better in class? Why don't you get yourself to go and put yourself out there? Why don't you try to be a peer mentor? Why don't you try to run for SGA? You could be good at those things, but you haven't really seen your potential before. And just having sisters that are going to be there, whether or not you succeed or you fail, just knowing that they're going to be there to come home to on a regular basis has just been the greatest memory of all.
The best part about my experience was finding myself and kind of who I wanted to be. When I came to Rollins, I was a little bit unsure of what direction I wanted to go in terms of like leadership, and it was hard to get involved, and being a part of Kappa was what gave me that push to get involved in other organizations on campus.
There's no one who's not qualified or good enough for a fraternity. Everyone has a place in a fraternity or a sorority.
Very hesitant to go through recruitment. I was nervous. I wasn't totally sold on the idea. But the thing I would say is that it cannot close doors, it can only open doors. And what I mean by that is the friends you have now, the things you do day to day, none of that will change unless you want it to. It can only broaden your horizons. There can only be positive things from here. So I really
it definitely can't hurt. You know, even if you go through recruitment and you don't decide to join, you always meet different people during the recruitment process and form different kinds of relationships. But joining a sorority was definitely the best decision of my college career.